Save $100 and get yourself a free drone bonus coupon when buying yourself a new Micro Center computer in store. Check it out in the description down below. Hello everybody. We are here with your NOX guide. We'll be playing NOX in the mid lane. And you can see that we are already using our abilities. This is relevant. That is because of NOX passive. So step 1, Mage's Blessing, Lost Artifact. Above all else on NOX, you need CDR ASAP. So we're going to be going Mage's Blessing, Chronos Pendant, cooldown boost for the quickest possible 40% CDR. Every time I use an ability, you can see these little candles starting to glow. That is because every time NOX uses an ability, for every candle she got lit, she gains an additional 3% magical power. When NOX takes damage from an enemy god, one of those candles is blown out. So you can have up to 4 stacks of 3% magical power, meaning 12% bonus magical power. Not quite that important at the start of the game, but by the very end of the game, super duper important for some additional power scaling. This also means that NOX works really well with big power items because of how it scales with their passive. But step 1, we need CDR out the wazoo. So our first ability, and the ability that we will be maxing first, is our 2. This is the most important ability for NOX. It is your main source of damage. It's a big fat circle. It's got a delay until it explodes, and anybody inside this circle is silenced. So you throw it out, you wait 1001, 1002 seconds, then it explodes, and it does a ton of damage. But it is really, really easy for the enemy to walk right on out of. So do be aware that you're going to have to combo this ability. The ability we got there at level 2, because we were getting ganked by an Arachne already, is our 3. This is our movement ability on NOX. It is a dash, so it does not go through walls or anything. It does do damage, though, to targets that you hit. And most importantly, it goes inside of friendly units. So I can hit this ability once, I can go inside my HUD mats and pop back out and do the damage again. So yes, that is a dash that does damage. Works standardly like a dash, except for you can go inside of a friendly, and you can stay inside of a friendly for a very long time. I want to say 8 seconds. I don't think it actually says in the ability, but you can stay inside of a friendly for about 8 seconds. Or you can pop out in order to do some damage. Either way, gonna go aggressive here on the Scylla. I know he does not have his dash because he's level 2, and I saw that he used his root as well as his crush. So we're gonna be able to grab ourselves a kill right there. Arachne just barely gonna get outside of my range. So how do we keep people inside of our 2 on NOX? Well, that is going to be courtesy of our 1. Our 1 is a line-based ability. I've got it on instant cast. I normally play with my abilities on quick cast. I do recommend, no matter what casting you play on, set your 1 to instant cast. It is going to help you land this ability. So this is a line-based ability. It does not affect minions at all. You can watch, I'll use it right here. Doesn't affect those minions at all, but it does damage over time to the Scylla, as well as roots her in place, conveniently rooting her for 2 seconds. Look at that, 2 seconds for your 2 to explode, rooted for 2 seconds, so they're stuck inside of a silence. Then you root them for 2 seconds. If they want to get out, they're gonna have to use their beads. Otherwise, they're taking the whole wombo combo. This means that your standard combo on NOX is a very simple, straightforward 2-1 combo. If they do not have beads up, they tank it all to the dome. Finally, we have our ultimate. Our ultimate on NOX is an interesting ability because it's one of the few abilities in Smite where it is equally effective at the start of a fight and the end of a fight, just depending. And that is because of the exact stuff that it does. So step 1, it is a big, fat, damaging ability. This is a little interesting situation right now. I gotta be a little careful right here. Unfortunately, I don't got much up the hell. Oh, bomb! I'm gonna try to root him off him. Oh my goodness. Woohoo! Let's be a little careful right here. He teleported back again. I don't think he meant to do that. So our ultimate is a really long ability. It is a massive line. And at the very end, there's going to be an explosion. So you can see there's a little circle radius at the end of this ability. So you can yeet it all the way down the lane. Let's back up, get our cooldown boots. Couple of wards. This ability is going to do a bunch of damage at first. It's a nuke. It'll hit anybody, multiple targets down that line. It will go through minions. It crashes on walls, explodes on walls. And if it hits an enemy god, it will just simply stop and explode on them. It does that initial damage. It does damage over time. It's a bleed as well. And a lot of people forget this. It is a damage reduction. So for the next 5 seconds after being hit by this ability, those targets will do 40% less damage. This means that it's a great ability to use towards the end of a fight as a pickoff. As somebody's trying to run away down the lane, you're like, no, you don't. Zing! And you just go ahead and you launch it right on top of them. But it's also a great ability at the start of the fight, because if you can start a fight with Nox ult, and if you hit 2, dare I say 3 people with this ability, you've got 3 people on their team doing 40% less damage, which is an absurd debuff. Very strong. It can just be a little bit harder to get this ability off at the start of a fight, depending on the layout. So we've got 10% CDR with our boots. Our Mage's Blessing almost out. Gonna give us 20. Working on those Chronos Pendant in order to get that capped out. Our goal on Nox is to be an active burner and an ultimate burner.
I cannot be surprised.
And when targets have their beads down, that is really when we can look for the kills. You can see that the Hercules was trying to pull me right there, but then I threw down my 2, which interrupted him right on out of that. I'm going to follow up on this Hercules because I can't really reach the Scylla. Now that Scylla's way back there, I have a nice ultimate opportunity. It hits her. She's bleeding. She's going to die before she ever gets that ultimate off.
An enemy has been slain.
I wanted to get back to the Scylla with my combo. We knew that her beads were down, but Hercules was right in front of me. His beads were down as well, and I can always throw down the ulti down the lane. No worries. Nox is a bit of an interesting mage. Nox as a mage plays more like an assassin. In that her play style is very in and out, in and out. You go in, you use your 2-1, you probably use your dash to get away. You go in, you use your 2-1, you use your dash to get away. You play her very sneaky-like. She's not a constant poke mage like a Janus. She's not a big burst one-shotter like a Poseidon. You play her kind of like an assassin where you go in, you try to force some stuff. Maybe you get somebody to use an ulti, maybe you get somebody to use a beads. Okay, fantastic, you get out. Okay, you go back in, you're looking for the same stuff. Okay, you go ahead and you get out. It's a very unique play style for mages. Might be able to get to my Surcat back here, yeah. Make sure Arachne doesn't dive him. So your 2 is your main source of clear. That is the ability you max out first. Your official level order on Nox is 4-2. Every single time, and then actually gets a little bit interesting. For the most part, I recommend leveling your Shadow Lock third, and then finally your dash. Your dash can be an incredibly strong offensive ability, but in general, I think getting in the habit of using defensive abilities as offense all the time is kind of a bad habit. But Nox is one of the characters like Cernunnos, where your dash is a really good offensive ability. So you can level the 3 if you're feeling super confident in your aggressive play. But for the most part, I recommend going 4-2-1-3. That way you don't feel incentivized to be using your getaway skill offensively, especially if you're new to the character. So Nox's 3, where you go inside somebody, is a crucial part of her kit. and you're oftentimes going to use it in that regard instead of just dashing fully down the lane. If you dash inside somebody, you cannot be hit by abilities while you're inside. So if I'm about to get Scylla ultied and I dash into the Hunmats right next to me, even if that ulti hits Hunmats, it's not going to do any damage to me inside of the Hunmats.
No secrets evade my watchful
It is basically like a Chernobog dash where it kind of doubles as like an Aegis and an immunity to all things. It's really cool. If the person that you're inside dies, you will immediately get kicked out of your 3 regardless of how much duration you had left on it. That's a good force of the Scylla combo right there. Ooh, baby, I'm looking for a Arachne. Gonna root her off of my Hunmats. I'm gonna look for this ulti as well onto Arachne. Hit him with the dash through. He's gonna be bleeding. Let's look for the Huncules. Hit him with another combo. So now that we've got 40% CDR online, we can actually look for a little bit more of these aggressive plays. We can play a little more forward. We get a little more damage on. The reason why CDR is so crucial on NOX is your main damage ability is your 2, and you can't hit your 2 without your 1. So you have to use your 2 and your 1 every single time you want to use damage. In other words, you got to use half your kit. Then you've got your ulti, which is, you know, a significant cooldown with full CDR. We're down to 51 right now. It'll be down to 42 by the time we max level it. But then you've got an ulti and a getaway skill left. So it's not exactly the dream to be in a situation where your ability has like a 15-second cooldown, and so you only can fight every 15 seconds. Once you got that full CDR online, you get it down to 6 seconds and 7.8, not factoring in, of course, that extra Chronos cooldown that you're going to get from the passive. This means that you can actually participate more in fights, and your in and out is a little bit more frequent than it would be otherwise.
Another patriot has fallen.
Looking for the Scylla. Yeah, I wanted her so bad. I mean, Hercules is down here. This is kind of fine. Get a little CC combo there from Circuit. Unfortunately, gets that driving strike off right before I was going to be able to get my combo up. But we kill him anyway. That was a good Scylla. Oh, I'm looking for the Scylla. Her beads are still down. I'm going to get behind him, auto attack, and then dash right through him to grab that kill. So right there, I knew that I could kill the Scylla if I used my dash aggressively in order to kill him. So I positioned myself to make sure that after my Root 2 combo was done, I wasn't going to be dashing forward aggressively like into her tower. I want to do, if I have to be using my dash aggressively, I wanted to be dashing back towards my tower, towards my teammates. Just make a dangerous situation a little bit safer. Another thing that should be brought up. That's unfortunate that that didn't hit him. That's unfortunate that that didn't hit him. Oh my god, he is so fast. I totally forgot what I was going to say because of how fast that Arachne was. What was I going to say? I have no idea. I got nothing. You ever get juked so hard that you forget your train of thought? Because I have. All right. On our second active, we are going to get Blink. I am also going to work now on a Doom Orb. Doom Orb, such a strong item right now. You got to get it on absolutely everybody. If you're playing a mage in the mid lane and you don't have Doom Orb, you're probably not doing the best build right now. It is just so stat efficient. Makes for a great second, third item. You can get it a little bit later if you have to, but movement speed, as so displayed by Arachne, helps with jukes, and jukes are great. Not getting hit by abilities is the best way to not take damage. So we always get Blink on Nox every single time. Blink Nox is going to let you do some really nice combos at the end of the game, particularly in the form of pickoffs. Oh, I remember what I was going to say now. Arachne actually just reminded me. She's going to bleed out. That's fine. So the reason why we want Blink on Nox is because your 2-1 combo is pretty hard to hit. It's not the hardest abilities to juke in the game. Certainly. That guy was backpedaling. It's a little bit easier to hit, but your 2-1 is not the most reliable damage combo in Smite. There's a reason why Nox isn't played that much. It's because while her 2-1 combo is great when it goes off, if the enemy team's popping heavenly agilities, oh my goodness. I'm gonna throw down my 2 so that Hades is immediately silenced right when he comes out of his ulti, so we get the kill there. If they've got a fast team, Arachne is a great example. She's super fast. She's on her 3. They got heavenly agilities. They got all sorts of stuff. It can be very hard to land that combo. So you're in the situation, you know Scylla's beads are down, okay? She just used them. You know that they're down. Well, if I blink right on top of him, let's look for Hercules. I'm gonna blink right on top of him, throw down my 2 and then my 1. So much easier to hit that. It catches the enemy unexpected. By the time you blink in and you put your 2 down, it's almost instantaneous, so they are silenced. They can't use any abilities to get away. And then you're much more in a point-blank range, which makes your 1 so much easier to hit. Your 1 does have a little travel time. Look, when we throw out my 1, there is that travel time on there. You've got to lead with the ability in order to hit it. So not having to really lead forward because you're standing right next to them just makes the 1 that much easier to hit. And that's why we love Blink on Nox. Back to the point that I had forgotten about before.
Power begets more.
Your 2 is a silence. A silence. Not a stun, not a mez. A silence. This means that the enemy can still auto attack while in this. Just because they're in the 2, just because they're in the 2-1, they can still auto attack. Wow, that is unfortunate. That's still an ulti reset, otherwise I would have had him with my 2-1 combo. Looks like the Arachne wants to blink in on me really bad. I'm gonna see if I can bait this out. Yeah, I could see that. Coming for your boy, I'm gonna die anyway. But you can see that one coming. Unfortunately, there was nobody on my team near me. I kind of thought we were gonna have some people rotating to me since their entire team was under my tower, but I guess that would be ridiculous. So just because you're silenced and you're rooted, doesn't mean that they can't auto. They can't move. They can't use abilities, but they can still use their auto attack. So if you're next to like a Mercury or an Arachne, somebody that's known for their auto attack damage, make sure you're still staying outside of their melee range. We're gonna go right now into a Rod of Tahuti. A Karen's coin at this point in the game is also a good item, and also in this game they've got a lot of healing. So a Divine Ruin is going to be necessary as we get a little bit more into this. I'm going to grab the Rod of Tahuti for the big fat damage. We're going to get that additional power scaling on targets below 50% health. I've got additional power scaling from my candles. Power scaling on power scaling is great for your damage. You love percents on percents. Then I'm going to go into a Divine Ruin. Help get us some anti-heal online for this team. And then after that, I'll probably end up getting an Ob Shard. It'll be a little late in the game to get a Karen's coin. I won't really have time to get those stacks going. So instead, I'll probably end up getting an Ob Shard this game. If I didn't need the Divine Ruin, then I could probably get my Karen's coin a little bit earlier, and I wouldn't have to worry about it so much. Great little Cerberus combo. Right into my combo, which unfortunately isn't going to land. It's not going to matter. She's going to die out of the bleed anyway. But that was a good Cerberus ulti. I'm going to try to reach the Hercules over here. We're going to get him. Medusa's focusing on the tower. That's a good play. I got to play it back. My combo is down. This is kind of the in and out that I'm talking about. Now that my combo's back up, I'm going to walk in. Hades dashes. I'm going to be a little bit careful here. Kind of waiting for the Hades, waiting for the Hades. There we go. I'm going to be able to throw down the silence. Not going to be able to land the root, though. I'm going to dash through on one of my friendlies. That way I'm not taking any more Hades ultimate damage, and then pop out once I feel it is safe. So that is oftentimes how you are going to be using your Nox dash. Not as an offensive ability, but as a defensive ability. Oh no, there's a Hades ulting. I'm stuck in Hades ult. Could I use the Hades ult? Or could I use my dash to get out of the Hades ult? Sure. But why would I do that when I can just dash inside of a Cerberus, who I know will keep me safe? What if I'm getting ganked by an Arachne back there? Now my dash is down. Why not sit inside of your old puppo for a couple seconds? And that way when you pop out, you're still right by him.
So much strength.
Nice and safe. 4 characters that Nox is good against. Nox loves, this is actually a unique one, Nox loves going against characters with leaps. She loves it. She wants to go against gods. Great Gold Fury steal. I don't know who stole that. That was great. She loves to go against gods that rely on movement abilities, leaps. She loves going against Merlin with his flicker. She loves all of it. Why? Because she throws down that 2 on the floor, and they can't use that ability. If they want a bead to use a jump, well, boy, golly, you let them go crazy. Let them have it. That is fine by you. Loves to go against people with escapes. It's her absolute favorite because she can crush them into the floor. Not being able to use your leaps, your dashes, your flickers, your anything, detrimental to so many gods. On the flip side, she doesn't like to go against characters that have bonus movement speed. Bonus movement speed is kind of the disaster for Nox, because they can have that going before your combo, and that just means that it's going to be really hard to hit them with your 2-1. So a Medusa's passive, letting her go side to side extra fast, not the dream for Nox. A Mercury, who's got built-in movement speed, not the dream for Nox. You don't want to go against people that can run extra fast and avoid your combo. It's already hard enough to hit as it is. So you're really looking to play her into gods with dashes, with leaps. I love it into Hercules, right? He can't use his driving strike. I'm not gonna be able to get the Hercules, unfortunately. Okay, I'm gonna use my dash to get away from that Hades right there. I'm gonna throw down a little defensive ward so I can get the vision on him. Hunbath picks up that kill in the back line. Bada bing, bada boom. Let's go get our red buff. So that's the kind of stuff that you're looking for. Leaps go against, good. Dash is good. Anything that your silence ruins their life, good. Movement speed, Kukulkan, nightmare. You don't want to go against a Cuckoo. You just gonna use that too. He's gonna be running all around the board, and you're never gonna be able to catch the guy. Also to keep in mind, cleanses are kind of a nightmare for Nox as well. Your entire combo is a 2-1, right? You can do it about every 7 seconds, give or take. Well, if they've got a Geb on the enemy team, or a Hell, somebody that has a low CDR cleanse, that means that they're going to be able to basically undo your combo at least 1 every 2. So they're taking away essentially 50% of your kit. You do not want to go against cleanses. A god like Khepri's a little bit more fine because he can cleanse it out with like his ultimate, but that's on a much higher cooldown. That's not such a big deal. But the Chirons of the world, the Hells, the Gebs, anything like that is a complete nightmare for Nox because they're basically taking away half your kit immediately. You don't want to deal with that. Gonna throw down my 2 just to get that Magi's off of Hercules. Nox is a great Magi's burner, as you can see. Don't even have to hit him with the full combo. I literally just throw out the 2 willy-nilly and just take that Magi's right off him.
Silence of space consume you.
Don't be afraid to use your root by itself. A lot of people on Nox will only ever use their root if they have their 2 out. While that's the normal combo that you want to do, if somebody's running in front of you and they're like 1 HP, you don't need to hit them with the full 2-1 combo in order to kill them, right? If you know their beads are down, if you know that the 1 you can just walk up and throw down and kill them, just go for it. Don't give them any more time. Don't give them time for a friendly to show up, for a shell to show up, whatever. Just throw down your 1, let that root kill him. You can even partially walk away while your root is going. You don't have to stop moving while your root is active. You can just go ahead, smash that root, and then kind of walk around, do a little dodgy dodge, and give yourself that nice guaranteed kill. Also, a lot of times people don't expect the root to come out by itself, people are always waiting for the 2. The second you use your 2, the enemy knows you're gonna 1, right? It's a dead giveaway because otherwise they're not gonna get hit by the 2 unless they're in some sort of really long CC, like a Ymir freeze or something, in which case it's basically the same concept as you rooting them in it. There's some sort of CC'd in the CC. So sometimes just throwing out the 1 willy-nilly will catch people super off guard and get them caught by it as well. Maybe they don't juke because they were waiting for you to use the 2. Here on the Gold Fury, I'm going to show you something as well. NOX 3 is a great objective secure because you can dash, boom. You get that double damage. This damage on NOX 3 procs twice if you hit them with the dash and the explosion. This is why this ability can work super well in terms of aggressiveness and why sometimes at a higher level you'll see NOX is leveled at 3 before they're 1, because you can get that damage to proc twice. That means that this dash ability, my getaway safe skill, does 700 damage times 2. It can potentially hit for 1400, which hits harder than like my ultimate. So there's a lot of damage potential on there, but you have to hit the dash, then the explosion, almost like a Neath using her root and then a weave. Same concept. You have to hit both parts in order to get that double damage. So it is very aggressive. It means you have to have an enemy on the other side of somebody. Speaking of that, woo, how about a double Magi's force right there? Magi's is often built against NOX in order to stop her combo. I don't mind Magi's Blessing as a NOX player. I think that with her full CDR action, I think it's so easy to burn Magi's on NOX that I don't mind at all. It does not bother me in the slightest when enemies build Magi's against me because it's so easy to just pop it over and over again. Now, the Magi's on this team are very effective against like a Hunbatch because it ruins his ulti, but as long as I'm constantly throwing out 2s, I'm gonna basically ruin a Magi's Blessing.
Let the silence of space consume you.
We gotta be a little careful here. There's a Hercules here now, so we're probably not gonna be able to continue this fight. That's fine. Oh, there's also an Arachne here. I'm gonna go with my little blink combo. There we go. Force the Arachne. Oh, that's great. I gotta be a little bit careful. Kind of waiting to throw down my ulti. I'm gonna throw it on down. I hit quite a few with it. Looking for the Hercules in the back line because I can't reach anybody else. I'm gonna double dash right on through. I get the damage through the dash. Plus I get the explosion damage from the Medusa. So that hit that Hercules for 400 twice, and he's the tanky boy. That was an 800 damage nuke from a literal getaway ability. Medusa, another god with a great offensive getaway ability. We've got 3 people dead, 5 of us with Fire Giant. We should be shoving as soon as we can. We've already got a wave up here and right. So time for us to push up. Our responsibility in the team fight is to burn actives above all else. Secondarily, whatever is in front of you is a viable target. Because NOX is so good at making people stand still, even if the enemy is a tank, even if it's that Hercules,
Retreat. Attack.
that's
middle
totally
lane.
fine. Anybody standing in front of NOX is a solid target. You don't have to be going for squishies. You don't have nothing, no responsibilities like that. Your only responsibility is to hit whatever is in front of you. Gonna go ahead and burn that Hades Magi's before you can get in here. Another way to use Medusa, or excuse me, another great way to use NOX 2
Attack
is
middle
to
lane.
throw it down where somebody's gonna dash. We should back it up.
Retreat.
So say that I see that Hades is going to dash in on my team. I can throw down a defensive 2, right, like right here if he was gonna dash in. And then that way, the second he lands from his dash, he's putting himself into a silence so he can't follow up with a CC immune ability. It's kind of like using a defensive silence. Say I'm about to get jumped on by Odin. I throw a 2 right on my feet, and I stop myself from getting comboed. Gotta save my Medusa right there, smash that Arachne with my ulti, makes him do 40% less damage. Then I'm gonna hit him with the little double dash combo. We can actually shove left lane now. We were gonna back up, but now that we've gotten 2 of them dead, including their Arachne, which is one of their star players, I think we can probably push in on this. I'm gonna look towards the back line here. I'm kind of waiting on my blink. I gotta push in these creeps. Somebody's gotta push in these creeps. Hercules gets thrown right to me, so I don't actually have to go aggressive. We're going to be able to pick him up. That was a good circuit ulti right into me. Looking for a blink combo, hopefully onto this Heim. I'm going to blink in, hit him with a little 2-1 combo, use my dash to go ahead and dash through him. He did pop an Aegis, so he lives through the dash, but we're going to be able to get the kill anyway. Not able to Aegis all of my original damage because he was silent, but he did Aegis my dash. I'm going to throw down ulti over here on the Titan, wait for my Cerberus to move in a little bit, bada bing, bada boom. We go ahead and kill that Titan. Our last item there would have been an Ob Shard. That brought us at 30% CDR. So when I sold my boots, I would have gotten another 10% CDR item. That item, either this game would have been a Spear of Desolation for a little bit more flat pen, or a Soul Gem for some generic more damage, a little bit of healing for the team. Soul Gem's a great item that you should be considering a lot of your characters. And then of course with the red potion, we still would have had 40% CDR, plus we wouldn't have been over capping at all. So we would have been maximizing our damage at all levels, guys. Don't be afraid to go a little bit aggressive with your dash, especially once you're more comfortable with Nox. It is her highest single damaging ability if you can get that double POW strike on it. Also, if you combine a 2 with that 3 on an objective, Nox has great objective secure as well. Make sure you're using that 2. The second you throw down that 2, you know you got 2 seconds till it's gonna explode. So you dash through, get some damage. By the time you pop out for the explosion, your 2 is gonna pop. Boom, bada boom, you probably got like a 1.5k plus objective secure for the Gold Fury and Fire Giant. Well, and that, guys, is our Nox.